say that right here from the top, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, and I grew up listening almost exclusively to ABBA. Yes. In 1980, my dad brought home the new record, Super Trooper, and I looked at that album cover front and back. I closely identified with those in the shadows, those misfits in the shadows, but I desperately wanted to be in the spotlight. Tonight, I hope to step into the spotlight and give you my song. Be the one. Show your greatness. Be significant. Did you know that even the most introverted of us will impact 10,000 people in our lifetime? Today, I'm going to tell you about a few of those people that have impacted me in my lifetime. But first, why do we fail to feel significant? Sometimes it's because it's easier to stop short of our full power and our full potential and rather see the failures that are so easily right in front of us. The day I was born, my grandpa went home from the hospital after seeing my newborn face, completely distraught and in shock. He found his journal that night and wrote, "Oh, what a shock, and oh, what a tragedy. My birth, a tragedy." He meant and felt every word. 9 miles away, my mom sat with me, tucked in her arms, with the opposite reaction. She was filled with peace and understanding that dark days and bad days would be ahead, but that brightness, hope, and faith would lift us both higher. Her faith and confidence and love was the foothills to my beginnings. Yes. One in 700 are born with a cleft lip and/or palate. There are 9 variations. My bilateral cleft lip and palate was one of the worst the hospital had seen. Not only does it affect your breathing, your eating, your hearing, but it very much affects your communication. For years, nobody could understand me. I couldn't even understand me. The words in my head never made it through my lips the way I thought they should. And I think that's why tonight I take such personal accomplishment in standing here. Yeah. Because you can understand me. And that is a great thing, to be understood. Everyone thought I was shy. I'm not shy. I'm not shy. You just couldn't understand me. When I was 5 years old, I finally got to go to school on the school bus with my older sister, Jeannie. I had already had 5 surgeries by this time. She took me by the hand and walked me to my classroom, then let go, and all of a sudden I was on my own, all alone. I'd never been this far from my mom. I'd never felt this alone. Suddenly the stairs found me. The kids found me. Their eyes found me. And at 5 years old, I did not know the merit of social beauty. But in that moment, I understood the crushing consequence of being different. At recess, there was one boy who found me, making it his job every day to tell me that I should cover my face with a bag or that my face looked like a smashed-in dog. He would block me in and block me in as I tried to run to the other end of the playground and hide from him. With this colossal power, he engaged others to do the same. These were dark days. I would go home from school and sit under the stairs next to the hundreds of bottles of fruit and decompress as I found my center again. I couldn't wait for winter when I could zip my coat up and cover a face that I did not hate, that I loved, but I so desperately wanted to hide from those who couldn't handle it. One day, deep into elementary school, the pain became too much. And I knew I had to tell the bravest person I knew. My sister Jeannie, older than me by 2 grades. And I don't know what I told her or what I said, but that night, she filed her fingernails to a point, and it's true. And the next day, and they weren't this awesome, but she did wear her Sunday shoes to school because they kicked harder. And when she saw him on the playground that next day, calling me fat lip, and blocking me in, and trying to squish any ounce of confidence I had in me, which happened to be quite a bit. Thanks, Mom. My sister took off running, her blonde hair whipping, her feet flying, then grabbed him by the shirt collar, pushed him up against the brick wall, and pow, pow, bloodied his nose. It's true. It's true. Now, I don't advocate recess violence, but sometimes it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. That day on the playground changed my life, and those who witnessed the most acute display of love and loyalty. What is the power of one? The significant power of one is running smack into your fear because you have muscles born with bravery and character. Fairness. She did that for me. Not only did I have a sister who so beautifully defended me, but I also was blessed with a best friend. How critical a best friend is when you are born with a trial that you cannot hide, that you have to wear every day. No escaping. What beautiful medicine a best friend is, who will stand by your side next to you and proudly tell anybody who asks, Amy is my best friend. She stood by me through elementary, junior high, high school, college, and beyond. Katie was my gift from God. I am certain about that. Well, finally, I was old enough to have the big surgery, the surgery that would turn me into a swan. I couldn't wait to have all these amazing dates and wonderful, flirting sessions and all these things we did in the 80s before texting and things like that. I went in, they cut my chin in half, repositioned it, took all the bone out of this hip and put it in my face. So when people are like, you have nice hips. I'm like, I know. And metal screws and plates and wired my jaw shut. The existence for 6 weeks was miserable. Have you ever taken McDonald's fries and ice cream and blended it up and drank it through a straw? Because it is not that good. And it's not. So I would tell you, keep those as 2 separate, delicious entities because it was a disaster. Well, when I went back to school that next fall, nobody came running up to me saying, oh, Amy, is that a hip bone in your face? You look amazing. Nobody. But I could tell the difference. I could tell the subtle differences in my face, and I loved it. But I did have one selfish wish. As winter melted into spring, I wanted to get asked to the prom so bad. At night, I would go home from school, and many times the phone would ring, and it would be a prank call on the other end. This became a lonely and mysterious game of ugly tag. These things I never spoke about with my family and friends. It was so humiliating and so hurtful. I looked in the mirror a week before prom. My emotions had hit rock bottom. I looked at my face, my crinkled nose, my imperfect lips, And I liked what I saw. I loved my face. I had been built on this face. My character was strong because of this face. Sometimes, the power of one comes in uncomfortable doses, like these prank calls. They blow you apart like dynamite, and then you somehow rebuild into something more. And during those moments, I knew I was more. I knew I was something more. I knew I was something more. But I still prayed so hard that night. Heavenly Father, please bless just one. I just want one boy to see past my face and into my heart. Just one boy asked me to prom. Just one. That night, the phone rang again. My sister Tammy came and got me and said, "It's a boy for you." Oh, not tonight, not tonight, I thought, not tonight. And I took the long walk down to the phone. It was attached to the wall, one of those. And I picked it up, and he got right to the point. Told me his name, and I was like, this is the handsome, tall, dark and handsome drum-playing guy from my language arts class. No, not you. Why are you prank calling me? Why? I said, have you been asked to the prom? And then I was mad. No, I haven't. Well, would you like to go with me? Sure. Sure. And I had that pounding of hope and humiliation. I hung up the phone, and I did the only thing I knew how to do. I called my sister, long distance, again, that's one of those, long distance, and I said, Jeannie, I think Jamie just asked me to the prom. Wait, that drum-playing guy? That really hot one? Have you ever even talked to him? Like a half wave. That's it. Okay, stay right there. I'm going to call around. I'm going to find out. She later admitted to me that she too thought it was a prank call. It did seem so crazy, so absolutely crazy. But 20 minutes later, she called me back. "Are you ready for this?" She said, "You are going to the prom with Jamie." I screamed, she screamed, and immediately I went down to my room. And I'm a God-loving woman, and I thanked him. I thanked him for giving me this most selfish request. That next day, when I walked through the halls, opened the doors to the high school, it was a different day. It was a different day. The whole student body treated me differently, I felt. It was amazing. It was amazing. One person who did not fear the death of ego changed my life. Now think about if we live a lifespan of 80 years, that's 29,200 days to make this world better. Those who come in our crossroads to make their life better, where do you start? You start now, right where you stand. And the cool thing is, about somebody who comes into your life and impacts it for the better, it morphs and grows over time. My grandpa, who first called me a tragedy, he became my biggest champion, developing a bond with me so close, I can still feel him near. My sister Jeannie has gone on to work for the CIA and now the Pentagon, architecting strategy and developing how do we deal with conflict with other countries. Fascinating and amazing. We're lucky to have her. My best friend Katie, who taught me so much about living, also taught me about dying, passing away just days after turning 40 from breast cancer. And my dad still listens to ABBA. Yes. But he also spent 38 years, 6 months, and 4 days listening to soldiers as a chaplain. My drummer playing prom date spent 2 decades touring with his band before settling down to his best gig yet, that of Dad. Yes. And the bully, I wanted to hate him forever. I thought I could. I wanted to hate him forever. But about 30 years after our elementary years, I ran into him. And with tears running down his face, he hugged me and told me that he was raising his own boys to be kind and understanding. And he said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry for how I treated you, how I wrongfully used my power. And my mom, she is still my greatest source of love. She taught me to walk through my fire with faith and come through the other side, radiating my own unique beauty, proud to be me. Take the love you are given, embrace it, let it change you, then give it flight. It is not the tedious days that count, nor the average man that matters. The spotlight belongs to those whose scars are raised from a battle they did not ask for, and to those heroes who come into their life and help paint the canvas together, beating the odds. You are the one. You have impact. Together, we can warm the world. I am one. You are one. We are one. Let's do this one at a time. Thank you, Ogden.